Russian athletes will be allowed to compete at the Olympics 2024 in a neutral status. The Executive Committee of the International Olympic Committee, IOC, has decided to allow Russian and Belarusian athletes, qualified in their sports, to compete at the Olympics 2024 in Paris in a neutral status. Neutral athletes will be allowed to the Games in accordance with the IOC recommendations, issued in March, non-admission of athletes from team sports, representatives of law enforcement agencies and those who supported the hostilities. The Paris Olympics will be held from July 26 to August 11, 2024. Tatiana Tarasova reacted to the IOC's decision to admit Russians to the OI 2024. There are still some shifts. This is some decision in our favor. And further, there is still time. There are people who can negotiate about it. It seems to me that and at the level of our high services not 11 people will go. Some people have been allowed to go anyway. So far, only individuals, but let's think that for now. Let's hope for the best. The IOC has an opportunity to prove to us that they are a very good and correct organization. Now they have made a decision, and then they can make another decision. What have our national teams done wrong? The same gymnasts, said the honored USSR figure skating coach. All athletes admitted to the 2024 Olympics will have to sign conditions of participation. The International Olympic Committee, IOC, said today that it will allow Russian and Belarusian athletes who have qualified in their respective sports to compete at the 2024 Olympics in Paris in neutral status. Like all other athletes at the Olympic Games, individual neutral athletes will have to comply with the rules and regulations applicable at the Olympic Games, including anti-doping rules. Like all other athletes, they will also be required to sign the updated conditions of participation applicable to Paris 2024. They include a commitment to respect the Olympic Charter, including the peaceful mission of the Olympic movement, the IOC said. Kaori Sakamoto shared her impressions of her performance in the short program at the Grand Prix final. Sakamoto took the lead with 77.35 points. Today I feel very satisfied because I think I was able to show my best result. I had confidence in training, but I decided to keep it for the performance itself. I'm glad I was able to do that. I strive to live up to the expectations of others, as well as my own. I had a successful exit at the previous Grand Prix final and I know that the real competition starts now. It is important for me to overcome myself, so I am focusing on doing my best, said the Japanese figure skater. Luna Hendricks of Belgium shared her experience of preparing for the Grand Prix final, placing second in the short program with 73.25 points. I really enjoyed my performance today and I think you can see it in my smile. Although I was not able to perform the program without mistakes, I am still struggling with the effects of the illness that started after the competition in China. I lost weight and had to regain muscle mass. I also got a nasty shoulder injury while practicing at home doing lutz. Now I have to use tapes and get massages from a physiotherapist 3 times a day. I know I could have performed better, but overall I am happy with the performance. Why did I choose to get close to the board where the judges are sitting? I like being so close to them, it gives an element of showmanship and I enjoy it. I did different shows over the summer and I think that helped my performance. I like to skate and the judges can see that from up close, Hendricks shared. Isabeau Levito of the United States commented on her performance in the Grand Prix final, placing 6th after the short program with 56.53 points. Something went wrong today and I don't know what happened. Physically I'm fine, I'm not injured, but I caught a little virus. But that's no excuse. Of course the result disappointed me, but I have one more day. I have to pull myself together and focus on tomorrow's performance. It's hard for me now, but I believe that tomorrow will be a new day. The support of the fans plays a big role for me. It gives me hope and confidence. All the toys that are thrown on the ice, I pick up and then distribute to the kids at my rink. They are always so happy, Levito shared. Medvedeva expressed her disappointment in the level of women's figure skating at the Grand Prix stage. At the Grand Prix final in Beijing, Japanese figure skater Kaori Sakamoto won the short program. "I'm honestly a bit upset. The level of women's figure skating, I'm upset. For many years we really raised the level of this art form. We were doing different elements, skating different levels, but all along we were moving forward. And then something happened and I think the level dropped. It's a real shame." I would like to add that I have always enjoyed following Kaori Sakamoto's victories, whether it was her first World Championships, her second, or her performance at the Olympics. She is a great skater, and I am always happy to see her successes. My disappointment is not about Kaori, she's great as always. I'm just left with some bitter impression about the overall level. The two-time world champion shared her feelings. Special attention is focused on another figure skater, Kamila Valieva. The world is eagerly awaiting the decision of the Court of Arbitration for Sport, CAS, on her doping case. The last hearing was held in early November, and it recently became known that the verdict will be announced by February 12, 2024. Anna Anselievich's lawyer noted that the decision could be published only with the consent of Valieva herself, as she is a protected person. She suggested that only the operative part of the decision might be made public, without details, in order to prevent rumors. After the hearing, Kamila Valieva became even more active in the media space, starring in a clothing commercial and, remarkably, calling herself an Olympic champion despite the fact that the CAS decision has not yet been made. She also appeared in a cameo in the comedy series Kotostrafa and received praise from Tarasova. Her participation in various projects, including the documentary Thank You, Native, which is being released on December 8 in Moscow, shows her commitment to diversity and success in various fields of art. Alyona Kostornaya and Georgy Kanitsa took part in the opening of the skating rink at VDNKH in Moscow. The European champion appeared before the audience in the image of a black swan and, according to her, she was satisfied with the performance. "True, my arms and shoulders were not too happy. Now we will hone and refine, perhaps you will be able to see this number not only within the show." The figure skater shared her impressions. Before the upcoming Russian Championships, the sports couple does not plan to go deep into the showcase performances. Already next weekend Kostornaya and Kanitsa will take part in the Championship of Moscow, where serious rivals such as Tazia Sobanina and Denis Hodaikin, Anastasia Mukhortova, and Dmitry Evgeniev, Daria Boyarintseva and Roman Pleshkov are waiting for them. Elizaveta Tuktamisheva, who started blogging in her spare time, believes Kostornaya and Kanitsa should focus on practicing doubles elements instead of experimenting with jumps. The triple axel in pairs is not necessary. Great points can be obtained for a well-executed triple Lutz, which they already do. The axel seems to be an unnecessary risk. But, of course, it would be amazing if they could pull it off and make history as the couple who did a parallel triple axel. It would be a real sensation, Tuktamisheva said. In the Junior Grand Prix final, the figure skaters and free skating programs have completed their performances. Yoosung Kim from Korea successfully performed a triple axel in her performance, while Japan's Emi Nakai also attempted this jump but fell. Another Japanese competitor, Mao Shimada, demonstrated a triple axel and a quadruple tulip. After the competition, Mao Shimada shared her impressions of winning the Junior Grand Prix final. "I am very happy that I was able to win for the second time in a row at the Junior Grand Prix final. I decided to give my best today and that was the most important thing for me. My performance yesterday wasn't the best, and neither was my morning practice today. But I decided to challenge myself, and I'm glad I did it. As for my fourth jump, I think it turned out pretty well," commented Shimada.